Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. Good evening and welcome to Car Wax. I'm Michael, your Bougie Black Brother, and we're here for our Friday edition of our music review. So I want to start off with my boy Gunna. Drip.
Starting with Gunna?
Yep. Drip or Drown 2.
Yes.
So, let me start what I was kind of looking at. So I was looking at dropping on the charts. You know, who was dropping around the same time and who really was going to be competitive around that time. And it was funny because, you know, right there, Gunna, Offset, and what's that other crazy little white boy?
Lil Pump.
Yeah. So Lil Pump, all of that came out.
Right.
And I was kind of like, Gunna, damn, did you come out at the right goddamn time?
Right.
So, to me, after I heard it, he did okay.
Yeah.
He did okay. I was very, very impressed. And I didn't think I would be. You know what I mean? Based on his previous one. I didn't think I would be impressed. You know, the Drip season 3, the one with the vampire fucking shit on there.
Yeah. It was very amateur.
Yeah.
But you see, the growth in between that in the album, because you know what came out in between that.
What's that?
That Drip Harder.
Did it?
Yeah, man.
I thought that was after Drip Harder
album. Yeah, that Drip album with Lil Baby.
Yeah, I thought that was right after that. My bad. Maybe that's where I missed it at. Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
man, Ghana. Yeah, the growth in between, like it was the mixtape, then it was the Lil Baby album.
Okay.
Because the mixtape came out in 2017, and then the album came out. The little collabo came out last year, so it was kind of only right for him to kind of drop right now.
Yeah, that's true. But again, we talk about the ones coming out early because you may see them again on something else. You just never know. But so Gunna. So I think my mind went to the mixtape on his own as opposed to with Lil Baby, because I think Lil Baby shows up on everybody so fucking well that he holds it down. So sometimes you take the impression that maybe he wasn't that good. Maybe it's because he played off Lil Baby so well. I didn't have like a lot of high expectation. So what got me was, after I listened to it the first time, is how so much I was impressed with, who's that? Wheezy and who's the other producer?
Weezy out of here.
Yeah,
Turbo.
Weezy out of here and Turbo.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking loved what they gave him. Because what they gave him wasn't entirely trap. They gave him some modifications of some production that was very impressive for anybody. But for him, he did really, really well with them. And I was kind of like, all right, Gunna, I see what you're doing. All right. And it went really well. So as I enjoyed the production, I got a chance to kind of say, let's listen to how he's flowing. As opposed to what he's saying, now I'm looking at his flow. Because, so one of the ones, which was funny as hell, was, the Cash War. The first time I heard Cash War, I was like, what the fuck? This just sounds stupid as hell. And then I was kind of like, a lot of money, Cash War. I was like, oh, that's just fucking cool. And I was like, this shit is cool as fuck. But it sounds silly if you're not really following it. And
listening to it, right? Yeah. You got to listen to these niggas these days, dog. But motherfuckers don't listen to these rappers no more. They just listen to the surface of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, oh, this shit whack.
But most of the time, they ain't saying shit though. So if you don't listen, they ain't saying shit. But Gunna had some shit that you can kind of run through. He played on a couple of words on there and flipping phrases and everything, which made it a lot more interesting. So again, like, and you know me, I'm always going with how it sounds. How's the production feeling on that? And then I could say, okay, now what are you rapping about? And then I break it down and say, how do you flow toward the production that I like? And now let me go a little deeper and say, you know, how did you play this whole album? Because sometimes the layout of the whole album is kind of fragmented, and he kind of like, man, you should have put this here. You should have brought that. But I didn't get that. On
not
this.
At all.
Yeah, I didn't get that on this. So
no.
I really thought he did really well with that. And then if you turn around and you look at, I think you gave me the one call. So. And I think I saw the one call before I actually listened to the whole album. And I watched it and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. All right, this is okay. So as I enjoyed the visual, I was able to like the song. So when it came on, I was like, oh yeah, that's the one call. Cool, I got it. Okay, I'm good. And then later on, what was that? Was it Big Shot? Or what was the other one? The one that I sent you?
The one that you sent me? Yeah, it was Big Shot.
And I fucking love that. Big Shot. And the beat on that was like, oh shit, was fucking crazy to me. And I was like, wow, this Southern cat rhyming to this kind of beat was phenomenal for me. And those standouts was just crazy. And you know me, I love fucking Asian movies and shit. And Who You Fooling? That shit was cool.
You like that?
I thought that shit was cool but he did well with it though. So
yeah, he did.
When you put odd shit on, sometimes you say, what the fuck are you doing? And there's people who try either rock and they don't flow well with it. You know, when people do shit like that because they experimenting, these producers is like, I think he can deal with this. Let's hear him with this. And either Gunna was like, man, give me whatever the fuck, I'll be able to do this. Or they came together and said, this one sounds good, I don't like this one, let's try this one on there. Because you notice it was the last one. So an odd sounding production that if it didn't come across good, at least it was the last cut. But I liked it. I just fucking thought it was amazing the way he played off of it and how they actually produced it. So, and I'm looking at all of this, and the Young Thug was on there, and Lil Baby, he always comes off, and I just fucking love what he does. Lil Baby he's a star. That dude's a star.
So you like the Lil Baby cut too?
I like Lil Baby. So when he comes on, almost like when J. Cole comes on, you know what you're getting. Lil Baby may not say much of anything, but his flow is cool. He's clear at what he's saying. He's not trying to mumble to a certain point. So his rap and everything to me is a lot more clearer than most. So you can listen to him without saying this is typical. And that's why I really like that. Young Thug was okay. I was okay with that. Speed It Up. Speed It Up was cool.
Speed It Up? Yeah, of course, yeah.
And Outstanding. I thought Outstanding was good.
Yeah, Outstanding was good.
So everything in between, I kind of liked it. I didn't like, let me skip through this shit. This was a complete album for me that I enjoyed, and I kept playing. And my cousin Shay, I was like, I put that on because, I was still listening through it like 3 or 4 times. She was like, damn, who's that? I said, that's that nigga Gunna. She was like, wow, okay. I was like, listen to this cut. And then I was just fucking, turning it up and let her hearing that shit when we was driving around. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, you'll see it. I said, we reviewing that. But I was impressed by this guy. I was really, really impressed by him. And I think I pulled my expectations back just to be able to see if he would come through. Because a lot of times when people with other people, like I'll give you an example, Young Thug, when he did his shit on his own, it was like, come on, man, what the fuck? Right. Very disappointing. And I probably had that caught in my mind. So probably that's what I had as expectations for him. But it worked out for me really, really well, dude. Really well.
Nice. And funny part, just the fact that you sent me that music video, I was like, oh, wow, he must like this album. that's what took me and was surprised me that you actually sent me that video. And the video was hard. It was using new type of stuff in that Big Shots video. It was like he had control of the dollar bills and he throwing them out without even having them in his hand. And
the champagne was floating and shit. And
yeah, man. And he was doing the guitar without having the guitar in his hand. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I was like, okay, that's slick. And then like you said, to your point, the one car video sold me. I looked at the song. When he started posting it, because I followed him on my hip hop page, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's what's up. And then I messed around and seen the video, and it's only the first verse, right? And I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is fly. Talk about drip, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, okay. He really took the metaphor and made it as literal as possible. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I feel that. You know what I'm saying? You dress down and you got an umbrella. You know what I'm saying?
He's showing his necklace. He's showing his rings. Yep. I'm dripped down, bitch. Yep.
So it was like I like the way you think. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that is creative. That is really, really creative. I was sold after that. I was sold after that. Then he dropped Speed It Up before the album dropped, and I was just like, okay, depending on where you drop it on the album. Then I started listening to it more and more, and I started liking it just as much as I started liking One Call. So I was just like, okay, how's this album gonna be? And then I heard Offset dropping his album at the same time, and I was like, oh.
Yep.
So which one is gonna sound better? Because we'll talk about that. Because Gunna just being his first album, I was just like, okay, I'm with these two tracks, I'm not expecting him to go super lyrical. You know what I'm saying? He already gave me what he's giving me. So I'm not expecting anything more than that. I'm just gonna see how long I'm gonna be able to, keep my attention to this before I be like, man, this shit is just overwhelming. Turn it off. You know what I'm saying? Like Quavo. You know what I'm saying? Is this a Quavo? Was this gonna be a Quavo album? You know what I'm saying? So I put it in, and it sounded more like a Future album. And not a Future album, but a Future formatted album.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With Gunna spitting on it. They took the formula of how it's put out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do the intro. We're going to do a super hard song. Then we're going to do the single. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give you a couple more. Then, So I'm listening to the CD, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I like One Call. I like Cash Wars. It was creative. Richard Millie Plain, that was fire. And then I got to the Derek Fisher, and I was just like, the Lil Baby. I was just like, this ain't doing it for me.
So, did you not like it, or it just wasn't giving you anything?
It wasn't hitting on the album.
Okay.
So you were giving me all of that, and I was expecting a fire-ass Lil Baby track. You know what I'm saying? This is just a very mediocre track. So I was just like, oh, okay, you slowed it down on me. You know what I'm saying? Then the Baby Birkins got really slow. So I was like, oh, man, we might as well just finish this album. This only needs 10 tracks. You know what I'm saying? So he put the Speed It Up on, and I'm like, man, I'm done for. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why he got 6 more tracks. That was the first time me listening to it. Right. I was like, bruh, I swear to God, nigga, if these next 2-3 tracks ain't fire, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Then the 3-headed snake came on, and I was just like, okay.
Right.
I kind of like this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, why this wasn't earlier? So I was like, why this wasn't earlier? But, as I got into the album, I realized, right after that Big Shots came on, I was like, wow, this is hard. This is pretty nice. You know what I'm saying? And then Hormone came on, I was like, okay, cool. Just straight to get to the end of the album. And then Out the Hood came on, and I was like, this is nice. I was like, damn, Gunna, you all right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you all right. And then Same Young Nigga came on, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Who You Foolin' came on, and like you said, you either was gonna like it or you wasn't gonna like it.
Yep.
And
So go back to the Out to the Hood, because that was kind of like a smooth old school type shit.
Yeah,
Out the Hood, and it didn't sound like something that he would actually be rapping on. And I was, because it stunned me when I heard it, and I was kind of like, whoa, look how he rolling on this one.
Man, I just definitely liked his approach on it. I liked what he was talking about on it. Like you said, man, I like the way they ride a beat. Mm-hmm. These Atlanta rappers know how to ride a beat. They know how to put some shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Like you really don't be noticing they be saying some shit because of how they're rapping. The way they rap is so you be like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? You be like, man, first off, I just need you to listen to the song before and then you start listening to it, you be like, he kind of rapping with this hippity hoppity shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it changes the game, man, because it's like we're transitioning from the hip. A hippie. We did that with Rakim. You know what I'm saying? Now from Rakim, you got the Nas and then the Jay-Z's. Now the Jay-Z's,
Rakim didn't do that.
J-Cole.
So Rakim did a style that people didn't pick up until later on, because he never did a hippity hop. He did shit that flipped and didn't rhyme, and then all of a sudden when it came back, he was like, oh shit, he's rhyming off 4 lines down of what he just did. So that's what made him so unique. But with this cat, I love the fact that he doesn't sound like that regular mumbling, because he's saying some things, but he's playing with some stuff too. And that's why I loved it, because, it just made me think about it. As soon as you said on it, I was like, wait a minute, is that kind of layback, get in the ride and just say, oh, okay. Then I remember that's the one that you was talking about. But go ahead. I'm sorry, man. But he definitely. It was. So for me, it was a complete album for me. It was a whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that this was his first album. It bounces off of how he makes his mixtapes. I think as he grows, he's gonna make better songs. But in the meantime, I'm fine with this. This is nice. This actually like. He's in his own lane, man. Mm-hmm. Like I said, man, you could pop this on right after you pop Future, man, and not even be mad. Yeah. Yep. Now, and to your point, he could drop 2, maybe 4, but I'm okay with it, because I think the way he put the ones that was weak. You took how many?
I definitely took 6 off of this one. Man, yeah. I counted them this morning.
Did you?
And I tried, and I'll give them to you. I could skip the first one, which is cool.
Yeah, I could skip that.
Skip 1, 2, 3. Cash Wars. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, that's number 4. I can skip Cash Wars, bro.
Really? I fucking love
that. You know what I'm saying?
That shit's funny as fuck.
Rich and Millie Playing I kept.
Yeah.
Where is it at? Like I said, Derek Fisher and Baby Birkins, man, really threw me off.
Which one? The who?
Right. Derek Fisher featuring Lil Baby. Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So those 2 back to back really kind of killed me. Killed my little vibe. But Thugs are coming back, and them going back and forth on that track was like, y'all sound good. Y'all sound really good together.
Right.
That gave the jolt of the album back. I rode from 10 to 13. No, I rode from 10 to 14. And then I skipped the last two.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But they're not bad tracks. So like I said, the two in the middle were the only ones I'm like, but I can pretty much ride the rest of the CD.
Okay. No, that's what's up. Yeah, I just, I definitely can get rid of one or two. If you push me to say, where's the recommendation? If I take out 4, I'll be having that like, look, this is the guy that you need to be looking at for the rest of the year. But yeah. I think they was filling the album with some shit, but I think he hit them in the middle good enough. So that's why I'm saying those middle cuts, because I didn't really like Baby Birkin. I didn't really like that. That wasn't really one of my favorites. And the one with Playboy Cardi, yeah, I didn't really like that either. So those are the ones that I'd say like get rid of. One, I can listen to that because I know I'm ready to listen to some other shit. But if they said, would you get rid of that one, that with it, I think I'll get rid of that. And I'm not sure. I may throw away one more, but definitely 3 that I can just go through. But the fact that he strategically put them bitches in there, I can listen to the whole fucking album without a problem.
Right. The CD is very creative. It's fun.
Yep.
It's a fun album. I like it, man. When you're ready to go somewhere, get something popping, or when you go work out or whatever, you can really ride this all the way out.
Yep.
So
what you rate it?
What did I rate it? Oh man, this was a good album, man. This is a really good album, dog. I was highly surprised, dog. It was fair production. That's what I wanted to ask you about, man. Like overall, how you felt about the production? It was fair production, but the vibe was great. Like you said, man, they arranged the album very, very well, man. And it also gave me, like I said, man, this is an elite artist. You know what I'm saying? I know that this Gunna is gonna grow. I can't wait to hear his third album. You know, I just hope he doesn't slip up on his second album. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He need to do another feature. If he could get a collab with Thugger before the end of this year and then drop something next year, that'd be great. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely see a Thugger because he signed a Young Thug.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I could definitely see a Young Thug collaboration come out, if they got the time and the money look right. But like I said, man, fair production, great vibe, good debut coming out, man. I give him a 8.25.
Okay. So you pretty much where I'm at. So production-wise, it wasn't fire production. I think I love when people produce to the person. You know what I mean? When you produce toward the person, you did a damn good job. Now, I think other people will probably play off it probably decently, but I think this was made for him, and it did well. Some of the cuts that I wasn't really impressed with had typical production. I think they put a little more uniqueness with the ones that came off really well. But totally, I understand why you say fair, because taking it as a standalone, I think it would be fair. I don't think you could be like, these beats, put this with old boy here. I don't think you could. I don't think you really could. But I really liked it with Gunna. So that's why I enjoyed it more with him. And listen to what you said, and then as we went back through him, no, wasn't great production, but I really say it was great for Gunna. And he did really well. And they either collab together that he did it well. And I think if they come back and he does his third album, I think he would be in good shape and we will be impressed with that. I don't think he needs to go with I don't think he needs to go with anybody else right now. I think he's just doing really well here. You was gonna say?
No, go ahead. I want you to give me your number.
So mine is 825. I couldn't go to an 8.5 because I think when something else good comes up, I'm not gonna listen to it again. But I like it right now. I like it right now.
That was my thing too.
Yeah, but right now, This is one that I'm rotating on because I just really like the certain ones that kind of play, but I can let it ride. You know, I can
So
really
good
let
timing.
it ride. Yes, very good timing. Very good timing. So yeah, mine's is 825 as well.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair, man. And so that's what I wanted to say. This is one of those projects that was only done with one producer.
Really? I thought Turbo and
Well, exactly. Turbo was the engineer / producer, but
then Wheezy did a couple of them, but mostly
Weezy,
Turbo was like
Weezy
the executive.
was the other one.
Yeah.
So would this go in a separate award because of the production, or that doesn't count?
No, that doesn't count.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
This is all Gunna right here. Because you got, you know, Wheezy on there. So I think we should throw this totally on Gunna. And shall I hear Turbo take over somebody totally? And he does it totally and without any other producers, or maybe for example, it was 16. If Wheezy only did 2, I wouldn't be like, I think we need to take him in consideration. You know what I mean? But no,
Right.
Wheezy did a little more than that. So they kind of handed off to each other over here. But Turbo was the executive. He kind of just structured it and let it go. But I'm gonna give this totally to Gunna. If we're gonna rate it, I think it's a Gunna album.
Nice. Okay. All right. That's what's up, man. That we're giving a lot of credit to this young guy, man.
Yep. And I think he deserved it though, because you know, when you do collabs and you show up on everybody else and you do pretty good, either you have low expectation or high expectation. So I had a medium expectation because you had a one that I was really disappointed with, but a really, really impressive one with Lil Baby. So I was kind of like, let's see what you're going to come with. And he did a damn good job. So, but to your point, to my point that I said earlier, I think something impressive comes out next. I can come back to it, but I think it's going to fade until he shows up again. But I think he's that guy that will continue to show up.
Right.
I don't think this is the guy that, you know, he did his album and then we waiting for his next album. I think he's going to be on features. I think he still needs to show up so people won't forget him, because there's probably some big, powerful shit coming out within the next couple of months. He has to keep himself out there.
That's what I'm saying, dog. He need that Thugger collab, dog. If he can get that Thugger collab with like 7 tracks, that'll keep him. But he'll have to drop that in like August. Because so here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up. This is what I wanted to say.
Go ahead.
It's cool because March 31st he starts his tour, and he finishes May 16th.
So he need to get in the studio.
So after May 16th, you know what I'm saying? March, April, May, June, July, August, September. He's probably gonna have something out there. You know what I'm saying? Because he needs to to your point, he needs to stay relevant. He's going to be cool. He's going to be chilled out during the summertime, or he might pull something. But I think this is his first go-around of having a tour. I don't know how he pulled this off or who he's going to be on the tour with.
Mm-hmm.
If it's legit, you know what I'm saying? He still got it up, so it must be legit. He must still be selling tickets for it. But
so he could be by himself. So the likelihood, who do you think he'd be rolling out with?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Because I don't think he's going to be the feature.
No, he's definitely not going to be
the headline.
Nah, man. He's going to be at the House of Blues in California, then the House of Blues in Vegas, April 1st. So I guess he got a contract with House of Blues because he's going to be there in a bunch of different cities. You know, then he's in a bunch of different little other places. So I don't know, man. He got to be up there with somebody.
Yep. Yeah, the likelihood he has to be up there with somebody, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I definitely keep you updated on that. But it looks like he has visuals for all of his tracks, which is awesome. I hope he does. But he's already promoting for another video he dropping for I don't know why. That's like track number 7.
Mm.
So he's on a run. They said he was somewhere in New York and they bum rushed the stage or they bum rushed the door. Not the stage, but they bum rushed the door and shit, so they had to shut down his little walkthrough or concert or whatever the fuck he was doing, man.
Damn.
So he got a little wave up north too.
Yeah, I think he's impressive though, man. It's not like, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we know who he is because he showed up well. Drip Harder.
Yes.
I mean, he's known now. You know, he's just known now. And now that he got on his own, probably people are going to say, yeah, I want to hear this dude. You know what I mean? So, yeah, keep me up on that. And it'll be, I would love to know who he's with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so tune in next time when we jump into the third guy on the Migos crew, Offset, with his highly waited and anticipated album. See you next time.